Okay, so maybe I feel guided to come on and do a reading for the Divine Masculine Collective. And today I was guided to use the Bestiary Oracle cards for the reading, and this is an animal deck. So, Spirit, what animals are relevant to this masculine collective? Any more, Spirit? Anything else? Anything else? Okay, thank you, Spirit. So we're going to start with digest your past with the monarch butterfly. Before a butterfly can earn her wings, she turns inward, examining all she has been, digesting the pieces of her own past. This is quiet work, womb work, so she shuts herself away from the world to begin the deconstruction. As she performs the rites of unmasking, she sacrifices every bit of self on the altar of transformation. Finally, her body reduced to a soup of cells, Butterfly checks her blueprint, pulling proteins into wings, preparing, finally, for flight. If Monarch Butterfly appears in your life, it's time to begin the shedding, digesting your past, and doing the work that prepares you to grow your wings. Okay, so you may be going through a whole lot of transformations right now. Next, we have Everything is Connected, Zigzag Spider. I absolutely must get a drink of water here. And I'm just going to set my water right there so it's nearby. Okay, the Zigzag Spider. Spider crouches on her web, feeling the strands of creation. Everything is connected, she murmurs, and understanding those connections is key. So while Spider seems to be sitting on her web waiting for dinner, she's actually taking the temperature of the world and listening for connection. When the breeze ruffles the web's threads, Spider senses the force and direction. The morning dew is thick, Spider sees. She knows that autumn is upon us, and beyond that, winter, when flies are scarce. Your world, too, is a web. Pause a moment and feel the play on the different strands and how that affects the overall weaving. Spider reminds you to be still and take the time to understand interconnectedness. Okay, so you may be coming to the realization now of how interconnected everything in life really is. Next, we have the Renew Your Life Sea Eagle. A medieval tale teaches that when Old Eagle can no longer spot pike jumping in the sea, when her wings feel heavy and slow, she remembers the lore of reincarnation. This mystery is passed down to those of her kind who, as fledglings, are strong enough to look straight into the fiery sun. As the ancient known rises in her soul, Eagle finds a well of clear, clean water. With that well as her teacher, as her tether to earth, she leaps skyward and sunward, flying up till her feathers soar and the fog is burned from her eyes. Then she plummets back to earth into the depths of the well's water, emerging renewed. Eagle reminds us that life moves in cycles. When you get tired and burned out, draw on the wisdom of your soul to find renewal. Okay, now we have Tabby Cat. You are worthy. Twitching in the sunlight, Tabby Cat has ancestral dreams of savannas and sleeping in rocky crevices. A descendant of the wild ones, Tabby still bears the remnants of her stripes and spots, but she's pleased to have moved indoors. Adopting humans was a brilliant move, she purrs, stretching and kneading her paws. Tabby never wonders if she's earned the warm patch of sunlight by the window or the bit of tuna in her evening meal. She never doubts that she is worthy. Tabby licks a paw to smooth the fur behind her ear. You are already enough, she reminds you. Breathe into that knowing. Absolutely beautiful, and it's 100% the truth. We're all worthy. We don't need to earn that worth. Find your element, sea turtle. On the beaches of her birth, sea turtle is frustratingly awkward. She paddles for purchase on the slippery sand, which she returns to only to lay her eggs. Even this is not a yearly practice. Her homecoming happens only every few years when she can no longer resist the call of her home beach. The rest of the time, she is a creature of water, smoothly swimming great distances and frolicking in the sun-drenched ocean. While birth delivered her to the sandy shore, this ancient creature is most herself when out of that element. Water is her true house, the place where she's quick and graceful and joyous. If you feel uncomfortable in your natal family or place of origin, call on Sea Turtle to help you find your natural element. Okay, next we have Nuthatch. Change your perspective. Up is down and down is up. To Nuthatch, it really doesn't matter. This little bird has no trouble when life gets topsy-turvy. A backward pointing toe lets this quirky friend walk down tree trunks while other birds can only climb up. Is Nuthatch simply being contrarian, or is going against the grain serving some special purpose? Here's a hint. When you flip everything over, the world looks dramatically different. This allows Nuthatch to store his winter seed stash in plain sight for him, but to other birds, it's hidden by folds in the bark. Nuthatch reminds you to approach your usual problems from a different direction. A change of perspective makes all the difference. Okay, now we have Love Fiercely, Whooper Swan. In the darkness of year's end, Swan flies north. North is where the spirits gather, so in Irish, Slavic, and Germanic beliefs, Swan fluently carries with her the souls of the recently departed. She loves them as fiercely and tenderly as she loves her own mate, and so sees them all the way home. Some say that when she returns in spring, a wisp of those she carried clings to her, a mirror and a memory, making Swan feel like family, like kin to those who have loved and lost. Perhaps that's why we sometimes see Swan rising from the lake, shape-shifting into the form of our beloved, demanding the sacrifices that only the fiercest love can fathom. Swan reminds us that when we love fiercely, our love is never truly lost. Okay, next is Earthworm. Discover your purpose. Life is straightforward when you know your purpose. While Earthworm may seem a simple creature, she knows her purpose well. She brings life. Earthworm wriggles through the soil, creating space for air and water, which is the lifeblood of dirt. Minerals wriggle through Earthworm's body, getting digested so they're more available when the trees and plants come looking for a meal. Earthworms even regenerates herself, growing new sections where bits have been lopped off by careless shovel. Regeneration is Earthworm's life purpose and daily work. What's your daily work? Earthworm reminds you that life is simpler when you connect your daily dealings with your greater purpose. And that is so true. Your life purpose will support your lifestyle. Know your song, house finch. Know your song. House finch's song is so sunny and sweet that in the 1940s a speculator tried to sell the small bird, which he called the Hollywood finch, a reference to the finch's West Coast roots, as a pet. The play was a flop, perhaps because house finch can't compete with parrot for beauty and cage appeal. Unable to sell his stash of songbirds, the speculator released house finch and friends on Long Island, and from there they quickly spread to bird feeders across the United States. If you, like finch, have ever dreamed or have ever been deemed not enough, remember this is exactly how house finch escaped his gilded cage. Despite being judged as not enough, finch still sings like a star. You too have a strength, a song. Do you know what it is? I do not know what my song is, but I know music is life. So I'm going to leave this reading here. I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.